Hi again, everybody. I'm back with another video, and tonight I'm going to talk about a TV show which ended up being one of my all-time favorites, which I never even saw once while it was on its original run. Friends. Very popular show. A lot of people love the show. A lot of people consider it one of the greatest shows of all time. I never really understood why until I sat down and watched it. Kind of give you a backstory. It came out in the late 90s. There was a lot going on at that time. I was finishing high school, got my driver's license, got my first car, started going out, exploring more. I had a girlfriend, I had my friends I was hanging around with at the time. So at that time, I wasn't a couch potato like I was when I was younger or what I had been, a couple of years after that. So I don't know. It was just I was a different person back then. I had a different attitude, a different outlook on life. So I had my group of friends. So it's like I didn't really think about it. Anyway, years go on. It's in reruns all the time. It's always on TV, but I had still never watched it. And the first time I ever started watching it was in New Orleans when we lived down there for 9 years, and it was on TBS, and it was on a million times a day. And one night, just kind of flipping channels and nothing on, and I was like, fine, let me see what it's all about. So I finally watched an episode, and I liked it, and I watched another one. Before you know it, I was like, this show's pretty good. So I went out to Big Lots at the time, and they had these little season packets were like $7 each. So I picked up the whole series, and it took me about maybe 2 3 months. During my lunch break, I'd kind of binge 2 episodes. At night I'd try to watch some if Rebecca and I weren't doing something else. And like I said, in a few months I ended up binge watching it and really fell in love with the series. I think a lot of people have a connection to the show for a lot of different reasons. Me personally, I think it came along at a time in my life that was one of the more difficult times of my life, and one of the more lonely times. Where I've been blessed that I've always had great friends, honestly, and family, but everybody's so spread out. After I left New York back in '99, it's like I've had friends here and there, friends here and there, friends here and there, but there's not that constant group with me where I could say, hey, I'm having a rough patch. Let's talk about something. Hey, let's go get a beer. Hey, let's hang out and do something. So it's kind of ironic in one way. I fell in love with the show, but it also made me very sad because I didn't really have that anymore. I talked a lot in the past on my Facebook page about how humans, we're communal animals, and we've kind of gotten away from that. Technology has kind of pushed us further and further apart, and pushed people into their little bubbles and their echo chambers, and I really missed that. I had it when I was younger, and so I really missed it. So I think that's part of the reason when I started watching Friends. Not only that, but that's one of the big reasons that I really really enjoyed it. Another reason is just the cast was amazing. I think they played so well off each other. I don't know if they were friendly with each other in real life, but they worked so well together. Even the guest stars that were on there, like the big guest stars, like the lady that played Janice. Oh my God! Tom Selleck. He was good when he was on there. Paul Rudd. Toward the end of the series as Phoebe's eventual husband. I always got a kick out of Deborah Jo Rupp from that '70s show when she was on there in a couple episodes. So, just Gunther, of course, the coffee shop Gunther, and just so many famous people that were on the show. I just like I said, the cast made a lot of that bonding that people have with the series, the fondness that people have with it. But just so many memorable interactions between the cast and so many memorable episodes. Of course, you got the "We were on a break," which is like its own little thing. The whole Ross Rachel on and off thing throughout the entire series was great. The kind of blossoming thing that happened between Monica and Chandler, which was really good. How they started out sort of frenemies, and then by the end of the series end up together. So just like I said, the characters were so well written and just had such a rapport with each other. You could feel it was genuine. But like I said, so many classic episodes in 10 seasons. I always liked the Thanksgiving episodes. They were always really funny. Just all the hijinks that were going on, like the one with Brad Pitt, where they talk about they had the Hate Rachel Green Club. The one with the turkey head, where Chandler's kind of recalling all the stuff that happened to him on Thanksgiving, why he hates the holiday. So Monica wears the giant turkey head, and it's like the first time he tells her, that he loves her. That was a great one. The Geller Cup, the football game one was really good. The one with what's her face from that other CBS show. She was Joey's girlfriend, and then Chandler kind of falls for her, and long story short, Chandler ends up in the box. That was a good episode. I always enjoyed the flashback episodes. I thought those were really great. Um, like the prom video one, and just all like the flashbacks to when they were younger and how they kind of met each other and stuff like that. They had one where it was like what would have happened if Ross would have stayed married the first time and Monica would have stayed fat and all this other stuff. So those are always fun episodes. One that I really like that you see on YouTube all the time is I don't remember because it was always the one with that's how every episode was titled, but it was the one with like it wasn't Thanksgiving, but it was some get together with Ross and Monica's parents where Rachel screws up the dinner and they all talk about the truth and there's like this whole back and forth about stuff. I thought that was a hysterical episode. When they go to London, that whole series, that whole part of the seasons there was really funny. The interactions and of course Chandler and Monica hooking up and Ross saying the wrong name at the altar and when they come back, how they kind of everybody slowly finds out about Monica and Chandler, which was of course Joey's reactions are hysterical. That I think in the whole series that was probably one of the funniest moments to me, like when he's sitting on the couch and he realizes that like they got together, and then they kind of pull him aside. I mean that's just hysterical stuff. Like I said, I'm trying to think of some other episodes I liked. The one with the quiz where they have like the lightning round where it's Joey and Chandler versus Rachel and Monica for the apartment where that was a great one. The whole stuff like that. Unagi, God, I just like so many great memories from that show. It's just funny to me how I never liked it while it was on. Again, because I guess I had that circle of friends. I was taking advantage of it and really not taking advantage of it. I was appreciating it because I had that in real life. And then you come back years later and you watch a show like this and you're like, damn, I really missed that. And again, like I said, I kind of picked it up at a difficult time in my life, so it made it a little bit easier, but it also made it a little bit sad. Some other great ones. Let's see. This is going to be a little bit shorter video than normal, obviously. Rachel's dirty book when Joey finds the one with the vicar, the chimney sweep. That was a good one. Monica's secret closet. That's another one I really liked. Joey's refrigerator when his refrigerator goes out, and he's kind of like shoving Ross into it to say he broke my fridge. The whole thing with Joey when he was dating when he was living with the supermodel, what's her Elle Macpherson. That was a whole couple of funny episodes. The one thing I didn't like was the whole Joey Rachel subplot. I'm glad that never really went anywhere. I don't know, like that just seemed a little off to me. I mean, I get it. They were trying something new. You've been on almost 10 seasons. You got to kind of change up the formula a little bit. But I never thought that really worked out well. So I'm glad that didn't. What's another great one? The whole red sweater, videotape one where they're trying to like the backpacking story. I mean, just again, so many classic things. One of the things I always thought was funny about it too was just like the little meaningless plots, the ugly naked guy across the street. Speaking of that, how the apartment was like constantly changing, like from season one until like later in season one, how like there's like literally the apartment just completely changes. The view outside changes and the whole outlook changes, and there's a building, then there's not a building, then there's support beams in the apartment, there's not, the color change, everything. So again, I guess when you start a show, you start with a low budget, you kind of see where it goes, and then it blows up into this whole, huge phenomenon. And, like I said, it endures to this day. Just recently, the HBO streaming app paid like $1 bajillion or something to to get it on there. It was on Netflix for a long time. Of course, after I had already binged the series, but if I was bored or if I had a few minutes, I'd pop, Netflix on, or pop it. I'd turn Netflix on, pop into an old VHS tape to date myself here. I'd turn Netflix on, or I'd watch a clip on YouTube or something. It's just like I said, it's just timeless. I mean, it's just such a great show. And a lot of people don't understand why people get so fascinated with the show. And I understand that. Some of my best friends really can't stand it. And whatever, to each his own. But I mean, it's just, to me, like I said, just the chronicle of that group of friends, just the bond, the relations to each other, how they played off each other, just amazing stuff. Really, like I said, never watched it once while it was on, but ended up being one of my all-time favorite TV shows. If you have not seen an episode, I would definitely encourage you to check it out. Give it a few episodes. It starts a little slow, but then by the middle of the series, it's running on all gears, and I think it ended well. It might have gone a smidge too long, but not as bad as some other series that really kind of jumped the shark and just kept on going. I think it went out at a good time at its own pace. There was a spin-off show, Joey. Basically, Joey's character goes to California. I never watched it. I saw like the pilot episode online, and it didn't seem bad, but it wasn't the same. I mean, Matt LeBlanc, very talented actor, very funny character that he played. But I didn't feel it. I had access to, if I wanted to, watch the whole series, and I couldn't do it. But anyway, just wanted to quick, talk about Friends, one of my all-time favorite shows. Like I said, there's two other shows I'm going to be doing videos on in the future, which were the same thing. I never watched them once while they were on, and three, more, 2, 3 or more videos in the future. Because the more I think about it, I think of these other shows that I never saw that I really enjoyed. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the little notification button up there so you'll know when I post a new video. Like it, comment on it. Tell me if you like Friends. What some of your favorite moments from the series. What are your favorite episodes? And I will see you guys in the next video.